Communication. What is it anyway? Communication is the process of exchanging thoughts, messages, or information between two or more people. In your notes, please highlight the word exchanging. The reason the word exchanging is important to communication is because communication cannot happen without both a speaker and a listener. Keep in mind I said listener, not hearer. For communication to happen, the message must be heard and understood. Good communication must have looking, listening, responding, and a clear message. Without all of these components, you may find talking to a wall as effective. So how many different ways can we communicate? Take a minute and think about it. Did you come up with talking? Texting? How about facial expressions? How we dress? The gestures that we might use? Eye contact? Sounds? Listening? There are 4 types of communication that we're going to talk about. The first one is nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication is a way a person expresses themselves through movement, posture, and facial expressions. Nonverbal communication can be very powerful, but can often be misinterpreted. It is possible to send one type of verbal message and at the same time a very different message through body language. This is demonstrated very well in the following video.
I have not had enough to hear with you, young lady.
Why do you insist on treating me like an adult?
Because you insist on acting like one. Now you're getting this new phone.
But it's so small. I really like it. Why is it always what I want?
Well, do you have any idea how much money this is not going to cost me?
I love you.
I know you really mean that.
You never hated me, and you never will.
You are the most grateful little...
Cingular is changing the conversation about cell phones. Introducing the newest Go Phone. Pick your plan or pay as you go, and get all you need to make everybody happy. Cingular, raising the bar.
So how important are the words that we say? When speaking or writing, the actual words make up only 7% of what we are communicating. The way we say those words, or our tone of voice, accounts for 38%. And nonverbal communication makes up a whopping 55% of our total communication. A lot can be read about a person through communication. Some people will read more into what you say than other people will. And no, it's not only girls that do this. Which parts of this communication pie are present in the text message? Only 7%. While you don't say the words when texting, the spoken word section of this graph is the only part of communication present because you lose tone of voice and nonverbal communication clues to add meaning to the message. That is why text messaging can cause a lot of confusion and misunderstandings. Have you ever misinterpreted a text message you received? What were the consequences? The first type of verbal communication is childlike communication. This is the easiest and most natural type of communication to use. You've been using it since you were a child. It is a very immature method of communication, however, and the least effective to use when you're an adult or a teenager. It is characterized by self-centered motives, not listening, whining, name-calling, verbal abuse, giving orders, interrupting, acting out of control, yelling, topping, and throwing tantrums.
When you feel the first symptoms of a cold, use Vicks First Defense. It's a new microgel that attacks the cold virus where it starts at the back of the nose, before it has a chance to spread and develop. New Vicks First Defense. Attack is the best form of defense.
Oh, Alice, thanks again for listening to me go on and on about my mother-in-law yesterday.
Oh, please, she sounds like a real piece of work.
My mother-in-law's a piece of work too, so she's like 10 pieces of work, so I'm just like 20, it's like 35, so just like 2,000 pieces of work, so a little more work than yours, so. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please take your seats, we're about to get started.
Get started, everybody. Please take your seats. Let's get started. Get started now.
First of all, I'd like to thank the man behind tonight's special event, Mr. Rick Foster. Let's give him a hand.
Thank you, Rick.
You all know the Children's Hope Foundation is lucky enough to have basketball superstar LeBron James here to auction himself off for a romantic night on the town. LeBron, come on out here.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here. This organization is very close to my heart.
Close to my heart, too. Actually, it's inside my heart. It's a little bit closer. So more important to me.
Okay, LeBron, why don't you tell us a little about yourself? Let the ladies know what they're getting into.
Well, I don't really like to talk about myself too much, but let's see. I was the youngest player in NBA history to score 1,000 points in one season.
I was the youngest player in the NBA, too. So I was 11 and a half, and I scored 10,000 points in one game, so I scored more points than LeBron, so I scored more points.
What else? My first season, I was Rookie of the Month every month.
I was Rookie of the Month every month, too, so I was Rookie of the Day every day, so I just Rookie of the Minute just now. I just got voted just now.
Every year, I donate Thanksgiving turkeys to family in need.
I donate turkeys, too, so pigs and chickens and lambs and French fries to kids, and also to babies. So I was at the first Thanksgiving, and I brought maize, so...
Who is this lady?
Yeah, can we just start the auction, and could somebody please tell her to sit down?
I already told myself I'm already sitting.
All right, what do you say we start the bidding? Let's begin at $1,000.
I just want to bid $5,500,000, $600,000, so, and also a small treasure chest just to start the auction, so just to start it.
Lady, can you show a little respect?
I wrote the song Respect for Aretha Franklin. So she stole it from me. So
This is a charity.
I invented charities.
Oh, so you invented charities. Really? Well, I invented potatoes all by myself. You know what else I did? I won the title of Mr. Crazy Pants in the World Fair back in 1912. Oh, and then you want to know what else I can do? I can grow a 1-foot-long beard overnight just by dreaming about it. What you think about that?
Okay, I just want to say that I invented potatoes, which are a little better than potatoes. And I also won the title of Mr. Crazy Pants, and they said my pants are so crazy they had to admit them to a mental hospital and give my pants pills and put my pants in a straitjacket. And I was born with a mouse heart. So. And when I want to, I can grow a 3-foot beard in 2 seconds.
That's it. I don't think I can do this anymore. I'm sorry, everyone.
LeBron, wait. Great. Everyone, let's just take a 10-minute break, get a drink. I'm going to try to go talk to him. Thanks a lot, lady.
Okay, it's a 10-minute break, everybody. So, 10-minute break, 1 minute, so just take a little break. So I'm going to shave my beard.
Parent-like communication has nothing to do with actually being a parent. In fact, 2-year-olds are experts at this type of communication. With parent-like communication, you are trying to direct other people's behavior. It is sometimes effective only because you may get someone to comply or act in a certain way. However, it is not as effective if you do not have the authority to direct or give orders to that person. It is one-way communication. No listening is involved. The last type of communication is adult-like communication. This is the highest level of communication. It is the most effective and desired because everyone ends up happy with the outcome and no one's feelings get hurt. It does take time to learn and use this type of communication. It doesn't happen overnight. It not only involves communicating, but active listening as well. Active listening requires you to pay attention and try to understand the other person's message, both what they are saying and the reason they are saying it. If you're trying to come up with a good comeback while they are speaking, you're going to miss part of the what or why of their message, and an argument is likely to follow. Constructive communication contributes a meaningful exchange of ideas and leads to understanding. Examples include giving positive or encouraging messages, sending clear, concise messages, keeping the confidences of other people, using tact, which means communicating something sensitive without hurting or offending, asking questions, being honest and open, speaking with respect, and being a good listener. Destructive communication, on the other hand, tears down other people and discourages open adult-like communication. Examples include insults, harassment, teasing, threatening, lying, blaming, accusing, you messages, swearing, sarcasm, which means a person says one message but the nonverbal communication and tone of voice say a completely different message, gossiping, topping, and not listening. The way you say things can have a huge impact on a conversation. Using you messages usually puts people's backs up and often starts an argument or hurts others' feelings. Remember, no one can make you feel anything. You have the responsibility for your own emotions. Whether or not your feeling is justified, it is still your choice to feel that way. Using I messages makes you take responsibility for your own emotions, and you are trying to explain why you feel a certain way. This is done by saying how you feel and what caused you to choose to feel that way. In this example, the person who is texting Sally should have instead said something like, "I feel really hurt because you texted Kelly what I asked you not to tell her." Do you see how this method is a lot more calm and much more likely to get a positive response from Sally? Instead of being, "Sorry you're mad," Kelly may be sorry for what she had actually done. Use iMessages to help these friends resolve their conflict by expressing their feelings in a non-threatening way. In your notes, please rewrite the conversation using iMessages. Remember, what you are saying with your mouth may be different than what you are saying with your body language. People oftentimes have trouble communicating because they can't understand someone else's perspective. Even a small twist of perspective can communicate something completely different.